Listen, I'm Chocolate AMUN-RA. Before I end this off, we must pay all due respects. I either going to do it at the beginning or the end, but we will pay all due respects to the Creator. The sun rises. Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Amun, excuse me. But anyway, we all make mistakes, no big deal. In this first chapter that I showed you, elementary genocide. I told you when class starts, I'm going to give you an explosion. I clearly told you that. And the reason why I needed to show you this is because after a while I started telling myself, I've been watching the children out there in my community and wherever I go. But I began to notice, our children goes to jail. Our children, they're not learning anything in school. They find school boring. Why is this? Why do they find school boring? There's many different reasons. Now, when I was coming up, I'm a 60s baby. I had a few white teachers and I had a few black teachers. Okay, now, in my experience, it didn't make a difference. But I'm going to tell you where it started to change. It started to change when one day I had discovered that when they was teaching in school in social studies, they was teaching almost like if the black people didn't exist, that we didn't do anything in America. All we was blacksmiths. Literally. They would basically say, oh, well, your contribute to society was y'all was excellent blacksmiths. They wasn't saying that we were lawyers or doctors. They didn't say that we was inventors. And I noticed each year when I went to school, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, until I decided school was a bunch of bull crap. Yes, I decided to say school was bull crap. I decided that in the 10th grade, I realized school was bull crap. Even though I knew it earlier than that we wasn't getting no education. I'm going to tell you my number one reason. If anyone remember this clearly, if anybody remembers when you was in school, by the time you was in the 5th grade, why are they still teaching you 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4, and then multiplications? You ever notice? Just go back in history. Just go back. By the time you was in the 8th grade, you still doing 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. You still was doing these things. You should be past that. It shouldn't even be in the education system at that age group. 1 + 1 = 2. How come you're going to continue repeating the same thing? By the time I got to high school, and the teachers put out the book, and the first thing goes, well, they gave a mini test to see where your head is at. The first day in school, literally the first day in school, I got a mini test, and guess what was on it? 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4, multiplications and divisions. Where's the algebra at? Where's the trigonometry? Where's all these things that we're supposed to be learning this by the time we was in the 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th grade? We're supposed to have mastered all that. It wasn't. Listen, I don't know where y'all come from. I'm from New York, and I'm telling you that's what happened. I'm a 60s baby. I was born in the 60s, and I'm telling you what happened. Okay? History was boring. History was weak. Okay? You're constantly reading about what this European man did. You're constantly reading about Christopher Columbus, the president, I hate when I think, Abraham Lincoln, excuse me. You're constantly reading about that. You're constantly reading about Christopher Columbus. You're constantly reading about the Santa Domita and the Santa Manita, about the ships that came from from Europe and traveled around the world. Christopher Columbus was supposed to have been on the ships. That was so misquoted, he didn't understand. Misquote. Miseducated. They ain't tell you most of those people was pirates. They ain't tell you most of those people was sitting up, they came out of jail. They was in prisons down in the caves. I mean, in the prisons. They wasn't gonna say no, what you call the elite type people. Rich people was gonna go on this voyage. No, they used people from prison. They took the people from prison and they tell them, come aboard these ships so we can go on these voyages. Did they tell you that in school? No, they didn't tell you that. See, we have to re-educate ourselves now. Understand this. We must educate ourselves now. We need to stop playing these games. And this is why I put this video out. Okay? This is why I put this video out. This is why I put that out there. It's for you to see and understand. I'm just a messenger. I'm delivering. The ancestors told me this. Find the video. When you start class again, when things is cleared up, find the video and put it out there. I did my job. And do your research. Educate your children. Educate them. Because I'm going to tell you something. Most of these kids, literally, they're not going to want to go to school because they're going to find how weak it is. And once they realize how simple school is, it ain't going to really get you nowhere. You're not going to be able to truly provide for your families the way you're supposed to. And I know some of y'all going to sit there, well, my child went to college. Absolutely beautiful. But I guarantee you this, when your child went to college, and it depends on what institution they went to, their mind was rocked. When I mean rocked, I mean the simple fact is that private things they ain't tell you what they was doing up in them institutions. It depends on what school you go to too. Remember, a lot of our black children has been brainwashed from a long period of time. So when they get to these institutions, they're going to do what they want to do because they ain't got no mommy and daddy tell them what to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what we're truly concentrating right now. What we're truly concentrating right now is elementary, preschool, kindergarten. That's what we need to concentrate on. You got these children, you got them in the house, you know what I'm saying? You Google Gaga and all that bull crap. The reason why I'm worrying about that and I'm beginning to put more emphasis on it is because I'm a grandfather. I got a granddaughter and a grandson is coming. I know I need to concentrate. I have to concentrate more on them and to learn. And the thing about it, the mothers and the fathers that you have these children, you need to educate your children. You need to reconstruct the way you're thinking. Understand what I'm telling you. This is why I'm putting this information out. I'm not listening. I'm just a messenger. But the message could be put out and we'll put it as a ripple effect. And the ripple effect is for you to get this understanding and this knowledge and do your research, please. I'm begging you, do this research. This is very important to a lot of our black Nubian people and our brown people. A lot of you Latins, you got to understand this is for you too. You know what I'm saying? We stop sitting up here worrying about fighting each other over simple-minded things. Pass this information on. I don't care if you don't watch this video again, but at least you know it and you've seen it. If you've seen it, you got it. You understand that? Genocide. Genocide to our children. They're not educating our children. Stop giving me, I know somebody who went to college. Stop giving me a pacifying thing. Just because you see people who's making money in sports and they're making money in certain fields. How many hundreds of thousands, how many millions of our children run up and down the streets that's not getting that proper education? We have to start it at home first. If we're not doing it at home, what do you think? You think the public's going to help out? No, it's a business. Everything is a business. Until you understand that, okay? School is a business. You got school teachers. They're not there to educate you. You're not there to be educated. I've known school teachers says, I'm gonna collect my check anyway. Yeah. Let's keep it real. I know black Nubian educators who clearly said, I'm here to get my education. I'm here to get my paycheck. I also heard white people said the same thing. You don't want to learn? They get their magazines, their newspapers, and start reading it. Okay? Because the children is bored. They bored because the things they put on the bulletin board is not interesting. It's weak. It's not stimulating our children, and they don't give a damn. Okay? Remember, when the school's supposed to be summertime, a lot of them got to go back to reconstruct what they got to do for the fall season. They're not telling them about African education. They're not talking about teaching about the Kemetic system. They ain't talking about anything about the Babylonians and the Samoans and anything like that. No, they ain't gonna talk about that unless that teacher takes it upon herself and she throw that into her session. But other than that, come on, they're gonna repeat the same thing. That's how I knew school was whack. You repeat the same thing every year. Christopher Columbus, he went to Spain and asked the Queen for some ships and so on and so forth. Give me a break about that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? When they came into this land that was already inhabited by indigenous people of color, they sat up there, they pilgrimaged, they raped, and they killed. What such thing as no Thanksgiving? They all got together and they said kumbaya. Come on. Come on. Who are we fooling? Who are we fooling? At the end of the day, this is genocide. The elementary genocide. I put 3 parts. 3. It ain't over. But I don't want to overcloud your mind. I don't want to bore you. That's why I did that. You understand? So until the next time, until the next class, it's going to be the continuation of elementary genocide. Either you're going to get it, you're going to get this information. You're going to get this information. You understand? We need to put this information out. It's important. This is our life. I am Chocolate AMUN-RA. Peace.